Search crews are out on a Portage County lake this morning looking for a second body after a boating accident.
And there's a chance for you to learn more about Wisconsin's candidates for U.S. Senate. We'll preview tonight's debate.
This is News 3 This Morning.
Good morning and welcome back to News 3 This Morning. It is Monday, October 8th. Danica's enjoying a long weekend, so you ladies are stuck with me, and we're kind of stuck with this horrible weather.
Two bad things.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, wait, no,
Just kidding. We're having so
Great
much
to
fun.
have you on the desk.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But we are stuck in this wet weather pattern for another couple of days. I know yesterday was pretty dreary across southern Wisconsin. The only change today is that it's going to be much warmer. Take a look at our current conditions. We're at 59 this morning, which is warmer than we were yesterday by almost 10 degrees. Sunrise, though, not occurring until after 7 o'clock this morning. And we have some issues with fog. You can't see the dome of the Capitol very well early today. No fog at the airport here in Madison, but you can see it is a little foggy downtown. Visibility is less than a mile in a few spots this morning, so be aware of that fog. It's also kind of wet. Rain is moving northward through the area as we speak. Keep the umbrella close by today. That moisture lines up all the way back to Texas, so we're stuck in this wet weather pattern. 75, though, is the high temperature today, thanks to a southerly wind. Our first alert traffic this morning, we'll show you what's happening on the roads here in Madison. Pretty quiet so far in and around Madison. No issues on the Beltline at this hour. No accidents report either, so you're still traveling at posted speeds if you're headed into the city right now.
It is foggy out there, though. You were saying that you were waiting for the Headless Horseman to pass on the Beltline.
It's very appropriate for Halloween this
Yes,
month.
it's very spooky outside.
All right, Addie, thank you.
You're welcome.
6:01 this morning. Let's start in the sports world today. Wisconsin fans have about a week off after a pretty busy weekend cheering on all of our teams. The best news, the Brewers. They are going to play for the National League title after sweeping the series against the Rockies last night. You just saw Orlando Arcia's home run. Keon Broxton followed up right after with his own, both in the 9th inning. The Brewers hit 3 home runs total winning 6-0. They're going to play in the NLCS at Miller Park Friday and Saturday against either the Dodgers or the Braves. And to a very different story with the Packers. I know, isn't this depressing? Green Bay fell to Detroit 31-23 after trailing for most of the game. Kicker Mason Crosby missed 4 field goal attempts and an extra point in yesterday's game. That's the first time that's happened since 1980. They're going to play the San Francisco 49ers next week on Monday Night Football. And let's round out the weekend with a Badger win from Saturday. They're going to take on another Big Ten rival this week after they beat Nebraska 41-24 at Camp Randall. Jonathan Taylor ran for 221 yards and 3 touchdowns, including this 88-yard touchdown run. So impressive. The Badgers are now at 15th in the AP Bowl. They play at Michigan on Saturday.
It is 6:03 this morning. The UW will be taking part in a nationwide study on sexual assault this winter. The last time the university got involved in this particular review was back in 2015 when it found 1 in 4 women reported some form of sexual assault. Every student on campus will get an emailed copy of the survey asking them how they feel about their college environment. Those answers will all be confidential. This latest study comes after the athletic department reviewed its own sexual assault policies and largely found no problems. Dams are back open on Lake Dubay in Portage County this morning after 2 fishermen went overboard this weekend, killing at least one of them. The sheriff's office says they got a call about an overturned boat around 7 o'clock Saturday morning. They say 2 fishermen were inside and were too close to an open dam. When anglers say fishing in that area is better in the faster currents, it's unsafe to get too close to the dam. The Marathon County dive team was able to recover one of those bodies, but authorities believe the other is still in that lake.
We are about a month away from the midterm elections, and there's an opportunity tonight to hear from Wisconsin's candidates for U.S. Senate. Incumbent Tammy Baldwin and State Senator Leah Vukmir will be at UW-Milwaukee this evening for a debate. The latest Marquette Law School poll shows Baldwin leading Vukmir 53% to 42%. You can stream that debate starting at 6 tonight over on WTMJ4's website. You will need to buy a ticket, though, if you want to be there in person.
Meanwhile, Vice President Mike Pence will be making his way to Wisconsin this week to show his support for Governor Scott Walker ahead of next month's elections. Vice President Pence will host a pair of events in support of his longtime friend and political colleague. Those will take place in Green Bay and Eau Claire on Wednesday. Vice President Pence was last in Wisconsin in late August when he held a fundraiser for Republican U.S. Senate candidate Leah Vukmir. Walker's opponent Tony Evers was ahead in the latest polls. Last week, former President Barack Obama announced his endorsement of Evers and U.S. Senate incumbent Tammy Baldwin. Governor Walker will be making adjustments to his schedule to spend time with family after announcing the death of his father yesterday. The governor canceled the events over the weekend due to his father's declining health. Spokespeople for the governor say Reverend Llewellyn Scott Walker died Sunday morning following a number of medical issues. He was a retired Baptist preacher leading the First Baptist Church in the governor's hometown of Delavan for decades. He leaves behind his wife, 2 children, and grandchildren.
Early voting is underway here in Wisconsin, and whether you choose to vote now or on Election Day a month from now, a local nonprofit wants to make sure you have no trouble getting to the polls.
Common Cause of Wisconsin is offering free rides to the polls for people living in every county in the state. Our Christina Laurie joins us live to explain how this service started and how you can sign up. Christina, good morning to you.
Good morning, Josh and Leah. This is the 3rd November election. Common Cause has been driving Wisconsin voters to the polls. This year, they have even more volunteer drivers on board, and they're not just responsible for bringing people to the polls. The drivers are also responsible for making sure their riders are prepared to vote when they actually get to their polling place. They'll make sure everyone has an ID that's acceptable for voting, and if a person needs to register at the polls, they'll check for a proof of residence document too. If you're looking for a ride to the polls, either to vote early or on Election Day, which is Tuesday, November 6th, it's as easy as picking up the phone.
We are not picking and choosing who we share this information with. We make sure that the people that we're working with are nonpartisan. We do have a couple of political parties on our list, and we just indicate that they are a political party, but I have confirmed that they're willing to give rides to anyone who needs one. That's the only way that they can be on the list.
Sandra adds that the drivers will not talk to you about politics, candidates, or try to forward any agenda while taking you to the polls, so you can avoid any awkward conversations there. But in addition to driving you, some drivers are also available to take you to the DMV to get an ID that you might need for voting. We have a full list of the services offered by county and city up on our website, channel3000.com. Just type free rides in the search bar that's at the top of our homepage.
Nice to see everyone getting a chance to get out to the polls.
Absolutely. If you can't vote, you can't complain.
There you go. All right, Christina Laurie reporting live. Christina, thank you.
6:07 your time now. The Middleton Police Department is putting out a call for a special kind of officer it wants on its team. Sniffing, tracking, and de-escalating dangerous situations, all part of the job description there. We'll tell you more on the department's fundraiser for a new type of officer coming up.
And it's another cloudy start out there this morning, but there is some light at the end of this long, dark tunnel.
Thank goodness.
Yes, thank goodness. Hattie will have some sunshine in her extended forecast coming up on News 3 this morning.
Good morning from the patio. Still damp outside, but we don't have any rain falling from the sky right now. The umbrella's close by, though. Those rain showers are getting pretty close to Madison. You'll want to keep that umbrella near you today as well. Take a look at the temperature trend. It was kind of a cool day yesterday with temperatures steady near 50 all afternoon. Overnight, though, as a warm front moved through the area, those temperatures started to climb. So we're actually warmer right now than we were all day yesterday. We did have some rain through the day, a lot of drizzle as well. So here in Madison, over the last 24 hours, adding up to less than 1/4 of an inch in most spots. But north and west of the capital city, amounts were a little bit higher, where we see anywhere from 1/2 to 1 inch recorded yesterday. Now, we will add to those totals today for sure. Showers and isolated thunderstorms continue to lift northward through the area today. And take a look at a wider view of what's happening across the country. This precipitation extends all the way back into Texas. So a steady stream of moisture moving into southern Wisconsin. And that rain may be heavy at times, so flood bulletins are in effect from parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin all the way down to the U.S.-Mexico border today. And that is just an indication of how much rain is expected. Here in southern Wisconsin, totals will generally be a little bit lighter than that. We don't have any flood bulletins in effect for the area. It is going to be warmer, though. Normal high is 62. We're forecast to hit in the mid-70s today. Take a look at that sunrise time. Doesn't come up until after 7 o'clock this morning. There are some issues with fog this morning. Visibility is down along the lakeshore and in southwestern Wisconsin. Mineral Point and Monroe dealing with lower visibility this morning. Temperatures, though, are starting to get into the 60s now in Monroe. Janesville's at 63 this hour. Madison's at 59 and the Dells at 51. Temperatures will continue to warm thanks to a southerly wind through the day. It'll be anywhere from 8 to 15 miles per hour as we go through the afternoon. Here's a look at your future track forecast. Expect on and off rain showers through the day. Moisture levels will be high, so humidity is going to be a little bit noticeable today as high temperatures reach the mid-70s. Scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms are even possible into the evening and overnight hours. As we head through the day on Tuesday, that wet weather pattern continues, especially areas to the north. Now, here's a look at precipitation potential through about midnight Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So through the day on Wednesday, we're looking at pretty widespread 1 to 2 inch rain totals. Could see some isolated higher amounts as well, up to 3 inches possible. Here's a look at your extended forecast, though. Wet weather continuing through Wednesday, but it will be a little warmer. Temperatures will be well above normal tomorrow, hitting highs close to 80 degrees. We start to cool down on Wednesday, but boy, a drastic drop-off in those temperatures starting on Thursday. The best news is, though, the weather pattern shifts and we turn to a drier weather pattern starting on Thursday as well. Now let's get a look at your first alert traffic maps this morning. We'll see what's happening on the roads. No issues to report just yet on the Beltline or around Dane County. Nothing really happening at this hour to slow you down too much. In the downtown areas, volume is still low, so we're not seeing any delays there as well. Here are some of your drive times into the capital city. If you're leaving right now, you're still going at posted speeds. And that's your first alert traffic.
All right, Hattie, thank you. It is 6:14 this Monday morning, and the Middleton Police Department wants to start its first ever K-9 team, but they need a little help making it happen.
A K-9 officer can help with everything from searching for suspects to breaking down barriers between officers and their community. Officer Howard Statz joins us this morning to talk about how people can help get this program started. Good morning.
Good morning, thank you.
I would say thanks for waking up early, but you just came off your shift, right?
Yep, almost done with my shift tonight.
Well, we're glad to have you. So tell us a little bit about why this K-9 program is needed.
Sure, so we see a benefit from the K-9 in many different ways. The first is the community relations. It's really important with us. Our department really takes the community policing model very seriously. And I think everybody can admit dogs are just able to include everybody. Everybody loves seeing them. So our department's really excited to see the dog really just be an ambassador to our police department, be able to break down those walls and just really start conversations. That's one of the most important things to our department.
Sure.
So right now you guys are looking for those donations. How much does something like this cost?
Sure, so our department set our preliminary budget at $150,000. We're still fine-tweaking a couple things just to get a real accurate number, but our preliminary budget is $150,000 right now.
Let's break that down a little bit because you said, I mean, the dog itself is certainly expensive, but the car is kind of where that price tag comes into play.
Yeah, so the car has to be a normal patrol car, but it also has to be a car that has all the safety features for the dog, anything from the temperature control to the special seat. So that's really the big chunk of our change that we're looking for, is just to make sure that we have a safe way to transport that dog.
And I would imagine the length of training is probably pretty significant for you guys.
It is. So I'm going to end up being in Pennsylvania for 6 weeks training with the dog. So it's going to be a very intense 6 weeks where we really learn how to utilize that dog.
And you're hoping to have this program in place when? In spring?
Yeah, hoping that we can make it out to Pennsylvania for the March training session, just so that we're able to get the dog back in Middleton and start making a difference.
Very cool.
What is it like for you? Obviously, you know, I don't know if you have a partner working right now, but obviously you have to be looking forward to having a little friend by your side.
Yeah, I was actually just sitting with a friend of mine before this while we were on patrol, and it kind of got brought up that now when we're just sitting around not doing anything, I'm going to have somebody sitting next to me and maybe somebody to talk to in the downtime.
How did you get this idea? Did you talk to folks over at the Madison Police Department to see how theirs works?
Sure. So I've been doing this for about 2.5 years. I've been trying to bring a canine unit to the city of Middleton, and so I've just been able to reach out to a lot of acquaintances and friends who are canine handlers from other agencies. They've been really helpful to me, giving me the understanding of what to actually expect and how much work is really going to go into it.
And I think you guys are always trying to get out into the community and show kind of that relationship with kids, and I would imagine have the dog, that has to help.
Yeah, we're very excited about that, understanding that my schedule is going to include a lot of public events. It's just going to be great to be able to see everybody react to the dog.
All right, so for folks who want to get involved, help donate, this is how you can do so, right?
Yes, so we are set up to take checks in person or by mail at the Middleton Police Department, made out to the My Cop Canine fundraising account, or people can make donations in person at the Monona State Bank.
All right. Well, Officer Stats, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you guys for the
Go
opportunity.
home and get some sleep.
Yeah, staying up late for us. All right, well, thank you. You can help kids get the chance to go to college. Coming up, we're talking about an event that's helping underprivileged students, all in the name of a young man from Verona who didn't get the chance to see his college hopes through.
We'll have more on that. Plus, we've got a few more cloudy days before we'll finally see the sunshine return. Not a lot to look at this morning. Hattie's updating her forecast just ahead on News 3 This Morning.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Hattie McLean. There is a little bit of fog across parts of southern Wisconsin this morning. We have no issues with moisture. Plenty of moisture for that fog early today to form. Take a live look from the Edgewater Sky Cam. Hard to see the top of the Capitol Dome this morning. Temperatures are mild. Visibility is less than a mile, though, in Monroe. Just a mile in Mineral Point. As you head towards Milwaukee, you'll encounter some fog as well. Now, here's a look at satellite and radar trends. We have showers and even some isolated thunderstorms that will continue to lift northward through the area this morning. Temperatures are climbing. We're at 60 right now in Madison, which is about 10 degrees warmer than it was all day yesterday. 63 in Janesville, 51 in the Dells. Definitely going to be a big swing in temperatures today as highs reach the mid-70s this afternoon. So feeling a little bit more like summer, but those on and off rain chances stay in the forecast all day. Have a wonderful Monday.
All right, thanks so much, Hattie. 6:22 your time now. There is a chance for you to help kids who might not otherwise get the chance to go to college this weekend. Opportunity 34 is a new scholarship program over in Verona. It's named after Will Kellerman's basketball number. The 21-year-old was killed in a car crash last fall, but not before he was able to attend college in Milwaukee. His family wants to help other kids further their education. They're donating the proceeds of a basketball tournament this Saturday to that scholarship. Boys and girls teams from 4th grade on up can register for $100 a team. That event takes place this Saturday in Verona. You can find more information on it over on channel3000.com.
Even if you missed James Patterson in town this weekend, you haven't missed the rest of the Wisconsin Book Festival. That 4-day event is running Thursday through Sunday. It includes dozens of authors that are expected to be in town, including New York writer Rebecca Traister, known for her writing on women in politics and media. You also can expect to see local novelist Chloe Benjamin, who wrote the New York Times bestseller The Immortalists, and Madison magazine columnist John Roach will be there. Those events will be taking place at the Madison Central Public Library and other downtown venues. You can find a full list of the events at wisconsinbookfestival.org. Well, if you're looking for a fun fall activity for the kiddos, there's a pretty spooky trolley ride you might want to check out tonight. And I'm sure Lee and I might have to check that out ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
The Wisconsin Dells Haunted Nights History Tour is going on throughout the month of October. Organizers say they'll tell you about the secrets that tourism marketers are trying to keep hidden. Ooh. There you can find a haunted cemetery, use a special meter to search for ghosts, and maybe even run into a few scary surprises along the way. You can buy tickets over at dellstrolley.com.
Sounds right up our alley, Josh. 6:24 your time now. There is an opportunity for some parents in our area to take time to talk about stress and how it affects their kids. Catholic Charities is hosting a presentation tonight specifically aimed at helping families whose students attend parish schools. The goal is to raise awareness about mental health and give parents the tools to help them help their children through that stress. That event starts tonight at 6:30 over at Blessed Sacrament on Madison's near west side. Still ahead on News 3 this morning, Christina Laurie is here to explain how you can get a free ride to the polls next month.
And why a new program hopes to give veterans in Beloit an opportunity for free boxing classes. The news is back in the morning right here on News 3 this morning. Dane County officials want to make sure you are prepared in an emergency. How a text notification can help keep you safe.
And about a month away from the midterm elections, there's an organization making sure people who need a ride can have their voices heard.
This is News 3 This Morning.
Good morning and welcome to the final half hour of News 3 This Morning. It is 6:28 now on this Monday, October 8th, and a bit of a dreary one out there.
Yeah, the weather sure isn't helping us wake up out there. We're going to send it out to Hattie, who's on the Hattie-O patio. It's the first time I've ever been able to say that, I think. Hattie, good morning to you. Looks like it's raining now again.
Yeah, I thought I could make it through the whole show without having to use the umbrella, but not quite. The rain is coming down pretty steady here on the west side of town, and you'll want to keep that umbrella close by today. Take a look at the view in the Queen Bee Radio Skycam. Looks like there are some raindrops on the camera lens there as well, so we're not alone with this rain. We've been talking about some fog all morning, and visibility in a couple of spots is still less than a mile. Here's a look at the radar map, and lots of green on the radar map. We're used to this by now, right? We've had rain in the forecast what seems like the last 6 weeks. Well, that will continue for at least half of this work week, and then I think there'll be a big shift in the weather pattern. So there is some good news on the horizon. We are going to be warmer today. Temperatures yesterday held steady right around 50. Today we're going to be about 25 degrees warmer with highs in the middle 70s this afternoon. So wet but warmer today. Now let's take a look at your traffic this morning. There is a stalled vehicle on the interstate. This is I-90-39 eastbound at exit 115. Be aware of that. Right, that's right where the interstate splits. It is not causing any major delays right now. No delays as well in the Madison area. Here's a look at your travel times into the city. Might be a little slower on Verona Road through the construction zone, but not much. You're just adding a minute to your travel time right now. And that's your first alert traffic.
All right, Hattie, thank you. Election day is officially less than a month away now. Can you believe it? The Wisconsin's Election Commission says they've sent out 99,000 absentee ballots, with about a third of those people sending in their votes already.
And whether you choose to vote now or later, a local nonprofit wants to help get you there. Christina Laurie is live in the studio this morning to explain. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, Leah and Josh. Common Cause isn't affiliated with either party. The nonprofit's only agenda is to make sure all voters have their voices heard this November. For 4 years now, their free ride program connects voters with people and organizations that can drive them for free to the polls in every Wisconsin county. But the drivers aren't just responsible for bringing people to the polls. They also make sure they're prepared to vote, checking that everyone has an ID with them that's acceptable for voting. Common Cause says there are several groups of people they hope this service will benefit.
Seniors, disabled folks, folks in rural areas who have difficulty with transportation, people living in urban areas without a driver's license, with children who, you know, it just getting that, arranging that ride is very difficult for them. So those are kind of the types of folks that really are most in need of a ride.
On top of bringing you to the polls, some drivers are also available to take you to the DMV to get an ID that you'll need for voting. We have a full list of the services offered by county and city up on our website, channel3000.com. Just search free rides in the search bar at the top of our home screen.
Now that is a nice long-term option, but Uber and Lyft also offering rides the day of for free. So lots of options for us in the area, right, Christina?
Yes, and Uber and Lyft are actually offering those services after they found that the #1 reason that younger people weren't voting was because they couldn't get to the polls, which is something you wouldn't often think about.
Really important information. All right, Christina Laurie reporting live. Thanks, Christina. 6:31 your time now. Both the city and county finance committees meet today to start reviewing budget proposals for next year. Madison Mayor Paul Soglin says he wants to see more money for police programs and anti-gun violence programs, along with a 2 to 3% raise for all city employees. His proposal, though, would also raise the amount city workers have to pay into their health insurance plans by about 5%. Dane County's proposal also includes salary increases and focuses on things like mental health services, clean energy programs, and money for relief efforts after this summer's flooding. Property taxes under both proposals are expected to go down just slightly. The 2019 budgets are set to be approved next month.
Time right now is 6:32. In the case of an emergency, minutes matter. That's why Dane County officials want to make sure you know when there's a serious situation in your area. Whether it's an emergency evacuation or a dangerous person in the neighborhood, The Dane County Emergency Notification System can send messages to the people affected to keep them informed. You can sign up to receive those alerts on your cell phone through text or email, or get a call on your landline with a recorded message. We'll have a link to where you can register on our website, channel3000.com.
Madison police are looking for the suspect in an armed robbery from overnight this morning. Police say it happened at 8:25 at the Mobile Mart on North Sherman Avenue Sunday, when a man wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and a mask entered the store with a gun. He demanded money and some goods, then ran off from the store. No injuries were reported in that incident. Police are asking anyone with information to give them a call.
Happening now, there's a silver alert out this morning for a Marathon County man who's been missing since Saturday night. 84-year-old Richard Zarnecki was last seen in Rothschild at St. Mark's Catholic Church Saturday night and might have been in Forest County near Crandon last night. He also visits Stevens Point, Cedar Creek, and Schofield and has a friend in Wausau. The State Department of Justice is asking people to keep an eye out for Richard. He might be wearing a maroon coat with Bucyrus Erie printed on it, or driving a gray Buick Lucerne.
We have a couple of first alert traffic notes for you as you head out this morning. Over in Janesville, Palmer Drive at the I-90 overpass is closed starting at 6 this morning until tomorrow evening. Bus routes there are going to be detoured, meaning passengers can't get on at the Mohawk or Midland Roads locations or on Palmer Drive. That road should reopen sometime after 6 p.m. tomorrow. And back in Madison, there's going to be a new traffic pattern over on Verona Road. Cars there can start driving on the newly paved part of the southbound lanes in between Raymond Road and Williamsburg Way. Access to businesses and neighbors is still open, but drivers should expect some backups with those changes.
Today is Indigenous Peoples Day, and events around Madison are honoring local communities and how they've shaped our state's history. Edgewood College will unveil a land recognition statement to honor the First Nation, the Ho-Chunk, and 11 additional Indigenous nations of Wisconsin. That will be taking place at 4 this afternoon in the Anderson Auditorium on the Edgewood campus. And over on the UW campus, there will be a discussion about the experiences of Indigenous students on the UW campus and the history of Indigenous Peoples Day itself. The celebration and discussion will be at 6 p.m. at the American Indian Studies Cultural Center.
All right, this might be my favorite story of the day. There is a program starting up in Beloit to give veterans an opportunity to get in the ring. A coach with the Rock Steady program is going to offer free boxing classes. You're taking a look at a similar class over in Fitchburg. Beloit's Parks Department is going to start holding 90-minute sessions in Big Hill Park every Monday evening starting later this month. They're focused on giving vets a chance to exercise, meet other veterans, and de-stress. If you want more information on the program, you can call the number right there on your screen. We'll be sure to put that up on channel3000.com as well.
It is 6:35. Straight ahead on News 3 this morning, we'll tell you just how many coats you're helping provide kids as we go into the colder months. We have a very exciting update to our Coats for Kids campaign.
And why dozens of families facing some tough times have a weight off their shoulders heading into this winter. Thanks for watching News 3 this morning. Welcome back. We always ask you to share your morning with us here on News 3 this morning. And Linda posted this picture on Facebook. How can you not share that photo?
We need some sunshine.
I know, that's why I picked it. I thought we've got 3 days of clouds. We are going to enjoy our Monday morning with a little bit of sun.
You can even see some flooding there too. The dock kind of it looks like they pulled the dock out, but that should be grass.
Let's focus on the happy, Josh. The beautiful colors
Well,
in
the sun's going to
background.
help bring that water down.
That's true. You're right.
Got to be positive, Leah.
Thanks for sharing, Linda.
What does your morning look like? Be sure to take a picture and post it to the Channel 3000 Facebook page, Twitter, or Instagram, and use that hashtag MyNews3Morning. And that's how we share our favorites right here on the program.
We want to take a minute and thank you for donating to our Coats for Kids campaign this year. Your generosity will help thousands of folks in our community stay just a little bit warmer when temperatures drop in the coming weeks. Our final tally is 4,765 coats, all thanks to you guys. For those in need of a coat, you can pick one up at the Community Action Coalition headquarters on the east side from October 16th through November 8th. We'll have information about locations and pickup times over on our website, channel3000.com.
After this weekend, more than 70 families facing hardship have a weight off their shoulders heading into the winter. As part of the Feel the Love campaign, volunteers from contractors, including All Comfort Services, donated their time to install new Lennox furnaces in area homes. One Madison family nominated is the Dailies, who working hard to get back to normal after father and husband Mike Daly missed work from kidney cancer and other health issues. They were worried about getting their furnace fixed, but can rest easy now. Feel the Love started as an annual event in Madison called Heat Up Wisconsin, but it's now expanded nationwide to help more than 200 families.
This makes me so proud to live in our area.
I love that, especially this time of the year, going into the colder months. Good to know that people are getting taken care of.
Lots of good stuff happening. All right, 6:41 your time now. If you've taken a peek outside, let's go ahead and do that right now.
Or not.
Still cloudy. You can hardly see the Capitol this morning.
How foggy it is.
Hattie does have some hope ahead for us, though. We just have to make it a few more days. Her first alert forecast is next.
But first, it is October 8th. Happy birthday to Finn, Caleb, and all the other kiddos turning 3 years old today. And we thank you for watching News 3 this morning.
Welcome back. There is another reason to celebrate the Brewers' sweep against the Rockies: free beer. That series was lovingly called the Beer Series, thanks to the major Milwaukee and Denver brewery, Miller Coors. The parent company decided not to take sides and instead offered up free beer to whichever city came out on top. That is good news for people over in Milwaukee, because that next beer is on Denver's tab. You can grab your free Stein this Friday at participating bars in that city.
I'm feeling a road trip.
You and me both.
One Brewers fan is celebrating a little bit harder than everyone else this morning after going to a game led to him getting a new kidney. Lenny Zyweg went to a game earlier this season, but instead of wearing Brewers gear, he wore a t-shirt that said, "Father of 3 needs a kidney, blood type O." At the game, someone a few rows back took a picture and posted it on social media. Well, that post got hundreds of likes and shares and led to Lenny finding a donor. On Thursday, he finally got the call confirming he'd be getting a new kidney next month. For him and his family, it's a sense of relief.
What a heartwarming story, and we're going to need it because we got a lot of clouds in store, Hattie.
Yeah, maybe not the best person today. We have temperatures that'll be warmer, but rain is still in the forecast, so you might not like what I have to say. Let's start in the tropics, though. Tropical storm Michael right now just east of the Yucatan Peninsula. 70-mile-an-hour winds moving to the north at 7 miles an hour. Now on this track, the storm is expected to intensify into a hurricane a little bit later on today and then make landfall somewhere on the panhandle of Florida as we head through the day on Wednesday. It may make landfall as a Category 2 storm. Now the storm will weaken rapidly as it moves over land, but it does shift out over the Carolinas, which could cause some additional flooding problems there. They're still flooded from the last tropical storm, and it looks like this one will move right over the same spot. Hurricane Sergio in the Pacific, also one to watch as well. It is expected to weaken as it makes landfall in Mexico later on this week, probably on Friday. That moisture then moving into the desert southwest part of the country, but it will continue its northeastward tracks. We'll watch that moisture closely as we head through the weekend into the first part of next week. Right now, though, it looks like the remnants of Sergio will stay to our south. We definitely don't need any more rain, but that's exactly what we have this morning. A line of showers and thunderstorms from Wisconsin all the way back into northern Texas this morning. So we're stuck with this wet weather pattern. Moisture levels in the atmosphere will be increasing as well in the form of dew point. Dew points are in the mid-60s across much of Illinois this morning, back to Missouri. We have a dew point of 59 here in Madison, but our dew points will climb through the day. Take a look at this upward trend in those numbers. Feeling a little bit muggy this afternoon with dew points in the mid to even upper 60s for a couple of hours. Visibility this morning, we have had some patchy fog, especially over towards Milwaukee. Monroe indicating visibility right around a mile right now. Temperatures, though, are already starting to climb. Lots of 60s from Madison and points to the south, and those numbers will climb from there. Future Track shows you on and off chances for rain through the day today. Highs in the mid-70s here in Madison, maybe a little bit cooler to the north, possibly a little bit warmer to the south. We do have chances for rain on and off continuing tonight into the day on Tuesday as well. Tuesday is going to be even warmer with highs in the upper 70s, close to 80 degrees. Here's a look at that extended forecast then. We have temperatures that will stay well above normal today and tomorrow, hitting highs in the 70s, flirting with 80 tomorrow. We start to cool down on Wednesday. The wet weather pattern, though, continues through Wednesday. After that, a big shift in the weather pattern, the upper air weather pattern, so that means we'll start to dry out finally. But we are going to cool down. Highs go back into the 50s for the end of the week. Take a look at this. Judge Handsome Jack in Madison. That is a rough life.
I have never heard a more appropriate name. That is great.
I wonder if they have a nickname or if they call him that every time. That's a lot.
I don't know. I don't think he's taking any cases right now, though. He's pretty occupied.
Yeah, Handsome's on sabbatical, I think.
I wish I was. Look at that.
All right, thanks, Addie.
You're welcome.
The Morning Sprint is up next right here on News 3 This Morning. It is 6:51, time for the morning sprint. Hattie says it's another gloomy day, but at least it's a warmer one out there.
And Christina Laurie tells us how you can get to the polls for free this election season. But first, there's a chance tonight to learn more about Wisconsin's candidates for U.S. Senate. Incumbent Tammy Baldwin and State Senator Leah Vukmir will be at UW-Milwaukee for a debate this evening. The latest Marquette Law School poll shows Baldwin leading Vukmir 53% to 42%. You can stream that debate starting at 6 tonight over on WTMJ4's website.
Meanwhile, Vice President Mike Pence will be making his way to Wisconsin this week to show his support for Governor Scott Walker ahead of next month's election. Those will take place in Green Bay and Eau Claire on Wednesday. Walker's opponent, Tony Evers, was ahead in the latest polls. Last week, former President Barack Obama announced his endorsement of Evers and U.S. Senate incumbent Tammy Baldwin.
Governor Scott Walker will be making adjustments to his schedule to spend time with his family this week after announcing the death of his father yesterday. Reverend Llewellyn Scott Walker died Sunday morning following a number of medical issues. He was a retired Baptist preacher leading the First Baptist Church in the governor's hometown of Delavan for decades.
Early voting is underway here in Wisconsin, and whether you choose to vote now or on Election Day, 1 month from now, a local nonprofit wants to make sure you have no trouble getting to the polls. Common Cause of Wisconsin is offering free rides to the polls for people living in every county in the state. How it works is the nonprofit will connect you with an organization or a driver that can bring you to your polling place. They'll make sure you have all the proper identification information with you, too. We have a full list of the services offered by county and city up on our website, channel3000.com. Just search free rides at the top of our home screen.
Sina, thank you. Both the city and county finance committees meet today to start reviewing budget proposals for next year. Madison Mayor Paul Soglin says he wants to see more money for police programs and anti-gun violence programs, along with a 2.3% raise for all city employees. Dane County's proposal also includes salary increases and focuses on things like mental health services, clean energy programs, and money to relief efforts after this summer's flooding.
More rain is in the forecast today. Take a look at the radar map this morning. We're watching some bands of showers and isolated thunderstorms lift northward through the area. Not out of the question to hear a few rumbles of thunder today, but it is going to be wet on and off through the day. Warmer as well. Temperatures in the 60s this morning, climbing to highs in the mid-70s this afternoon.
All right, thanks, Hattie. The National Transportation Safety Board is in upstate New York this morning investigating the deadliest auto crash in recent history. 20 people are dead after a limousine blew through a stop sign and crashed into a parked SUV. A relative told CBS News the victims in that limo had been on a wine tour celebrating a birthday.
President Trump will hold a ceremony at the White House for his new Supreme Court justice tonight. Judge Brett Kavanaugh was sworn in by Chief Justice John Roberts and retired Justice Anthony Kennedy over the weekend. Republicans and Democrats are hoping his contentious confirmation motivates their supporters to get to the polls in November's midterm election.
UW will be taking part in a nationwide study on sexual assault this winter. The last time the university got involved in this particular review was back in 2015, when it found 1 in 4 women reported some form of sexual assault on campus. Every UW student will get an emailed copy of that survey asking them how they feel about their college environment. Those answers will all be kept confidential.
The Brewers will play for the National League pennant after sweeping the series against the Rockies last night. Orlando Arcia and Keon Broxton had back-to-back home runs in the 9th inning. Milwaukee hit a total of 3 homers in their 6-0 win. The National League Championship Series will start Friday at Miller Park against either the LA Dodgers or Atlanta Braves.
There is an opportunity for you to help kids who might not otherwise get the chance to go to college this weekend. Opportunity 34 is a new scholarship program over in Verona. It's named after Will Kellerman's basketball number. The 21-year-old was killed in a car crash last fall, but not before he was able to attend college in Milwaukee. His family is donating the proceeds of a basketball tournament this Saturday toward that college scholarship.
There's a new program starting up in Beloit to give veterans an opportunity to get in the ring. A coach with the Rock Steady program will offer free boxing classes. You're looking at a similar class in Fitchburg. Beloit's Parks Department will start holding 90-minute sessions in Big Hill Park every Monday evening starting later this month. They're focused on giving vets a chance to exercise, meet other veterans, and de-stress. We'll be sure to put the phone number to call for more information on the Channel 3000 mobile app.
6:56 your time now. Let's turn it over to Josh Tim with a look at your first alert traffic. Good morning, Josh.
Yeah, good morning. Starting to pick up on the westbound side of the Beltline between Stoughton Road and West Broadway, but really nothing that'll delay you more than a couple minutes at this point. Inbound John Olin, you're getting busier as well, tapping the brakes near the Olin Avenue and North Shore Drive intersections moving into the downtown area. Corona Road, you're beginning to slow down on the northbound side approaching the Highway PD intersection, but other main routes heading into Madison, they're moving along at the usual speeds right now with no crashes or delays. Your first alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thank you, Josh.
And it is a dreary start to the day. Can't even hardly see the top of the Capitol this morning from the Edgewater sky cam. Lots of low clouds, a little bit of fog in the area, as well as some rain. Right now, the heaviest rain is just west of Platteville. Showers and isolated thunderstorms will continue to spread through the area today. Temperatures, though, will at least be warmer. We're looking at highs in the mid-70s this afternoon. That extended forecast takes us up close to 80 on Tuesday. We start to tumble after that, but finally some dry weather in the forecast starting on Thursday.
Not a bad day to be in anchoring instead of out reporting in the rain.
Yeah,
huh?
we're riding that roller coaster.
We definitely are.
All right, Hattie, thank you.
And make sure to download your First Alert traffic and weather app to keep an eye on that weather. Hopefully we're drying out by midweek. Thanks for joining us this morning. Have a great Monday.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert weather app and start planning.